in a middle school wrestling tournament and has just come back. Really want to get back early, I know, to be here at this event. So Joseph, why don't you come on up?
Because of certain circumstances, I had my speech on my phone. Hello, and as Mr. Lilly mentioned, I'm Joseph Johnson, and I would like to personally welcome you all, faculty, family, and fellow students to our 8th grade recognition service. And I'd like to start off with a quote from musician Steven Tyler. He once said, "All of life is a journey, which paths we take, what we look back on, and what we look forward to is up to us. We determine our destination, what kind of road we will take to get there, and how happy we are when we get there." In 17 hours, I've been through a tornado in Indiana, where I was wrestling a national tournament. I've taken a 1 a.m. flight to Virginia, rode to D.C. around 4 a.m. with my grandfather, where a random officer went across town to take us to Union Station around 5 a.m. And then I took an Amtrak train to Newark. That, my friends, is truly a journey. In the past 2 years, we've all embarked on a new journey, one for greatness. In our time at Delbaton, us students have grown immensely through our journeys. These journeys include trials, challenges, and some of our most interesting experiences. And each of these journeys have a final destination that proves to be worth all of the ordeals involved. These journeys, however, are really part of a much larger odyssey that we refer to as life. Now, I want you guys to think back to the days when you parents and students were first starting at Delbaton the September before last. Many of you probably remember a time of uncertainty when you didn't know whether your son would be accepted into the Delbaton community. Though it may not have been an easy trip to assimilation, in fact, many of us tried completely new things, like the position of wide receiver, for example, in football, even though some of us couldn't even catch the ball. But over time, we met people along the way who were kind and welcoming, and even people like Oscar and a once fluffy-haired Matt Fay, and who had no previous ties to Delbaton, but eventually became the most popular kids in the class. Through great difficulties, the journey and process of acceptance was accomplished. Another destination that we've all reached as a class is excellence and persistence. This virtue came during a journey by the name of middle school sports. I think we all know where this is going. I believe that there isn't a single student here who went through this middle school career without a losing season. And because we all aren't a Jack Crowley or J.J. McBride, many of us had to develop our athleticism in middle school, which led to a 7th grade year full of benchwarming. But after much dedication and commitment to our sports, first-year wrestlers like Connor McGrath and new hockey players like Peter Bodenhausen began to develop their talents. And also, through hearing familiar phrases like toes on the line for sprints, our football team went from 0-6 to 3-2. While teams like cross country and basketball emerged as powerful forces in their respective consortiums and tournaments. All these changes that occurred happened because you chose not to give up your journey in middle school athletics. Certainly one of the main reasons why we are all here right now is for the education. I know I speak for everyone when I say that Delbaton has challenged us in ways that we have never experienced before. With our strictly ran English classes to our extremely difficult science tests and our interesting humanities lessons last year, we were greatly surprised. With these challenges came decisions such as whether or not to use Spark Notes, deciding whether or not to, deciding how hard we'll work, and so on and so forth. By knowing these kids as well as I do, you can be sure that all of these guys have made the right decisions. And so, as we look forward to high school, we will continue some journeys and put others to an end. But one experience that will continue through the journey of life is our relationships. Our experiences as lifers have created completely new friendships between strangers like Connor Van Cleef and Ian, but can last for a long time. But it is up to us whether or not they will. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. So now we want to call up